2025 is here and we of course are going to continue creating videos for you. Also, something that never changes is we offer Windows 11 Pro retail keys. For just $12.50, purchase one today and you are good to go for the end of the year when Windows 10 is end of life.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody just calm down!
An official remake from Oblivion in Unreal Engine 5 is rumored for quite a long time now. It started somewhere at the end of last year in some Reddit threads, but the rumors are getting stronger than ever. And even while I was always very skeptical about these rumors, believing that if Bethesda would ever remake Oblivion, they would do that in their own engine, the Creation Engine 2, the rumors now, getting really hyped and really there's more evidence leaking and releasing, and we're not talking about Reddit thread anymore. Official sources are now confirming left and right that we can really expect an Oblivion remake in Unreal Engine 5 at a very short term. The announcement will be there and the release will be there in only a few months. How real is this? What are the sources? We're going to check that out in this video. So for the ones who haven't really been keeping up and this is all new news to them, like I said, the first whispers of an Oblivion remake started floating around late last year, and at first it was just the usual speculation. What if Bethesda remade Oblivion in Unreal Engine 5? What if it got the Demon's Souls treatment, etc, etc? Or what if Todd Howard is actually a Daedric Prince, feeding us breadcrumbs of hope, the usual wild Reddit kind of stories. But then something changed. The rumors started getting more specific. Leaks starting popping up. Like real leaks, not just fan speculation. So industry insiders begin hinting that an outside studio, not Bethesda, was actually working on something big. And then, out of nowhere, we got one of the biggest bombshells yet. A tech demo, or at least the speculation of a tech demo that Oblivion was about to be remade in Unreal Engine 5. So I have to say, of course, I was very skeptical, like I said earlier, but then I started to actually believe it more when I saw that Craig Coulthard did actually remade, or at least imported the Oblivion ESM files into Unreal Engine 5 and showing that he, as a single person, could import the entire world in Unreal Engine 5 all by himself. So if a single person can do this, imagine then what an entire development team with funding and experience could do. I would now say I changed from a very skeptic to somewhat of a believer. The question stands then, why Unreal Engine 5? Why not the Bethesda Creation Engine 2? And also, why now? So after all these years, why are we suddenly hearing so much about an Oblivion remake in Unreal Engine 5? Didn't Bethesda already say they would go all in then with their Creation Engine 2? Especially for the Elder Scrolls 6, so why would they remake their Oblivion in their not in their Creation Engine 2 and doing this in Unreal Engine 5? Well, here is where things get interesting. So according to these multiple sources, it isn't actually Bethesda who's going to make this remake. Instead, they outsourced the project to another studio, a studio that actually specializes in remakes and remasters. So who is this studio? Who are they? And what else have they worked on? And most importantly, does this mean this remake is actually happening, or are we all just getting bamboozled again? Well, my friends, that's what we're going to break down next. Alright, now that we have set the stage, let's talk about the facts. What do we actually know about this Oblivion remake? Where did all these rumors start, and how much of this is just wishful thinking versus actual leaks, or actual believable leaks, I should say. So like any good Bethesda-related rumor, this one started where all important gaming leaks do, deep in the depths of the internet. Usually Reddit threads, obscure gaming forums, and of course Twitter. So where every gaming rumor lives and dies within 24 hours. But here is where it gets interesting. So unlike your typical "my uncle works at Bethesda" post, this time the rumors didn't die out, in that they actually got stronger. So this time actually industry insiders, so people with a track record of accurate leaks, started hinting that an Elder Scrolls remake was in development. At first, people assumed this was just another Skyrim remaster because, let's be real, we've got a somewhat of a remaster for like 200,000 times now. But then more specific details started emerging. the reports directly pointed to Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls 4. And that's when things really started heating up. So I would say let's break down the core things we actually know right now. A lot of these videos about Oblivion, about the rumors of an Oblivion remake are very vague. I say we take the facts that we currently have about the insiders, and this is what we know so far. So first of all, this is a remake. This is not a remaster, not just high quality textures and boom, that's it. I mean, in that case, we can just like literally install a Wabbajack like the Heartland Redux. No, this is a fully rebuilt project in Unreal Engine 5. So, I mean, you have all the amazing effects that Unreal Engine 5 has. And yeah, I would say, since I've seen the demo from Craig Coulthard, where he just imported the ESMs, relatively simple by himself in Unreal Engine 5, a team definitely can do this. Then also, we finally would see modernized gameplay mechanics. So yeah, let's be honest. Back in 2006, Oblivion's combat and animations already were a bit clunky, but now, it's impossible to re-release it like this. So, according to the rumors, this remake would include fully reworked melee combat, improved spell casting, and actual stealth mechanics that don't make every NPC look like a complete idiot. And then, speaking of NPCs, remember how everyone in Oblivion had that 1,000-yard stare and emotional range of a potato? Well, those NPCs finally would now have facial expressions, better dialogue delivery, and maybe, just maybe, hopefully, more than 5 voice actors covering the entire continent. And this can also be very easily done with a MetaHuman built into Unreal Engine 5. So I would say the team which is going to work on this, if they're using Unreal Engine 5, they have an amazing tool set to do this remake. So, but what about a release date? What are the facts we know right now? So, according to multiple insider sources, we could be looking at an announcement actually pretty soon, in spring 2025. And this means we're mere months away from potentially seeing Oblivion in Unreal Engine 5 for the first time. So, this is going to be the best case scenario. Some rumors suggest that the game is already deep in development, but still needs maybe a year or something. But yeah, even if we would see an announcement already, this would be very, very big news. There is a winner and a loser, and this I would say the biggest loser, if you can name it like that, would be the team about Sky Oblivion. Those guys really spent almost 10 or even over 10 years creating this mod for Oblivion in the Skyrim engine, and I mean, it would be such a pity and such a big slap in the face if this remake will be released just before Sky Oblivion. That would be really such a pity. I mean, and it would take away all the momentum, I'm afraid, from the Sky Oblivion team. The biggest winner, I would say, is actually Bethesda, because Bethesda is probably not the team creating this. Like I said, it's going to be an external team. So yeah, this is really like, I don't know, they already have the assets, the ESMs, maybe they're going to pay like their 5 or 10% to Epic for using the Unreal Engine, but of course everyone is going to buy an official Oblivion remake, you know, especially if they do the advertising correctly, the marketing, then this is going to be a really sure selling product for Bethesda. So I would say hopefully they're going to give us a very good Elder Scrolls 6 in the new Creation Engine 2, but hey, maybe they might switch halfway to Unreal Engine 5. I don't think so. I think they didn't really develop the Creation Engine 2 just not to use it. I would say they are going to create all of their first party games in Bethesda's Creation Engine 2, and maybe we're going to see remakes from now on in Unreal Engine 5. Alright, we know Bethesda has handed the project probably off to an external studio, and I can see you there sitting thinking, if Bethesda is letting someone else handle one of their most beloved games, who in Oblivion's name would they trust to do that? Well, let's talk about the studio named Virtuos. So, let's be honest, Virtuos isn't exactly a household name like Bethesda, Rockstar or CD Projekt Red, but the thing is, they have been involved in way more major projects than you might think. In fact, they are basically the go-to studio for AAA publishers who wants a remaster, remake, or optimize their games without using their own dev teams. So, These guys of Virtuo Studios specialize in remakes, remasters, and technical overhauls, and they worked on projects like Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, Demon's Souls Remake, The Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition, Final Fantasy X and 10-2. And yeah, these guys know what they're doing when it comes to bringing old games into a modern era. So for that, I have to say, this is not just any AA studio who really has no idea how to do and create remake. So the big question also would be, why would Bethesda outsource this then and not create it themselves with maybe a different team? It's actually pretty logic, because Bethesda is, I would say, fully focused on at least the Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe they already have another side project, and of course Starfield is also relatively new. They are currently still working on expansions for Starfield, and we just a month or two ago we had their first DLC. So yeah, they are pretty busy with those two games already, and even that we don't know if they're also maybe creating a third game that we don't know of. So it would not make sense to also put a remake of Oblivion on their scope. And the second point is Virtuo Studios specializes in this kind of work. So it's literally what the studio does best. They have a proven track record of working with older game engines, updating textures, remaking assets, and optimizing everything for modern hardware. So I would say if Bethesda wanted to give Oblivion the true remake, this studio really does what it does best. And yeah, maybe Unreal Engine 5, I would say point 3 is that Unreal Engine 5 might be just a better fit for a remake than the Creation Engine 2. I'm not really sure if it's actually easy to import stuff from Creation Engine 1 to 2, and apparently it is easy, as we saw from the Craig Coulthard's demo. It is easy to import ESM stuff, so things from Bethesda games, directly in Unreal Engine 5. So that makes outsourcing even more logical with a studio that already has experience with it. So Bethesda's own games, they run on Creation Engine, but if they're letting a separate team handle the remake, why not use this industry's most powerful modern engine instead, especially with NPC stuff, AI stuff, texture optimization. All these amazing tools are built in Unreal Engine 5 itself, and yeah, of course they have to pay somewhat of a fee, but it is not super much, as far as I remember, like 5 or 10%. Still a big amount, but yeah, if you can have a relatively easy remake with all the tools that Unreal Engine 5 has to offer, why not do that? So let's be real, if you had to pick between a game engine known for glorious next-gen visuals that we know from Unreal Engine 5, or we know that the Creation Engine 2 has also its flaws, we've seen that with Starfield as well, same kind of glitches. Of course, Unreal Engine 5 is not perfect either, but I think it is truly looking amazing first of all. And yeah, I would say if they're going to experiment with a new engine, Unreal Engine 5 is definitely the engine to experiment with. So does Virtuo Studios actually have what it takes? So what we know, who is now making this, the real question is, do they actually have the chops to pull off a fully amazing remake of Oblivion in Unreal Engine 5? So looking at their last projects, it's clear that they have experience. They handled beloved classics already in remakes, but this would be their biggest project yet, because Oblivion isn't just any linear game, this is an open world RPG with deep mechanics, thousands of NPCs, and very complex quest lines and other game mechanics. So this isn't just a simple case of remaster or make it look better. They need to rebuild the entire thing, the entire game in Unreal Engine 5, and that is quite a thing. So the real question is, can they preserve the soul of Oblivion while bringing it into the modern era of Unreal Engine 5? And that's where things get a bit tricky. So updated visuals, we can import ESMs in Unreal Engine 5, no problem. Improving combat, probably, yeah. But maintaining the wacky, unexpected magic and feel that made Oblivion so special, it's going to be a real challenge for them. So let's be real, will it even feel like Oblivion if the physics don't randomly break at least once per playthrough? But all jokes aside, I would say this is going to be the biggest question. Are we going to see a game that looks like Oblivion, or are we going to see a game that actually has that feel that the old Oblivion from 2006 had when we played it for the first time? So let's jump to the conclusion. Is this all very likely or not? So now that we've looked at the tech, the team and the gameplay possibilities, let's answer the big question, is this remake actually likely? Let's start with the reasons this could be real. First of all, of course, Greg Coulthard, a solo modder, already proved it is possible to just import the Oblivion ESM files into Unreal Engine 5 and already having a very thick baseline for the world at least and the assets. Second point is Virtuos has the experience with major remasters and just has a great track record. So yeah, also that really points in the right direction. And also Unreal Engine 5 is perfect for open world games, draw distance, there have all these amazing new techniques and even things like NPCs with Epic's MetaHuman is really possible. And also a thing is maybe Bethesda needs something big between Starfield and the expansions and the Elder Scrolls 6. So I would say those points definitely point us in a good direction. There are also potential issues and still things that, really, I would say, I'm not 100% convinced yet because there is no official confirmation yet. So as of now, we've seen the rumors, we have seen insiders actually, confirming things, but there is still no official confirmation yet. And even if they would announce this project and release it in a few months, I'm not really sure how much faith they have then in it. I mean, I really hope they will announce this and release it next year. I mean, then they can build up the media, the marketing, and then hopefully, it will be a serious project. And also, again, I would like to point out it's really bad for that the team from Oblivion, for the team that Oblivion did create, if they are going to release this project before they are going to release Oblivion. So I'm not really sure how those guys from Oblivion team are looking at this, but this will be such a big slap in the face if they would release this before Oblivion is about to be released. Anyway, good news about this, if all these rumors appears to be false, then at least we still have Oblivion, of course. A truly amazing remaster and which is going to be released this year. And if you want to watch a video of that, I would say check it in the video description because I also did create a video regarding the release of Oblivion this year. So to sum everything up, I was very skeptical at first, I have to say, especially last year. I thought it would be lies, like it would be cool to just create a thread on Reddit or something like, hey, there's going to be an Unreal remake of Oblivion. I never thought it would be possible, or it was possible, but yeah, I saw no clue why Bethesda ever would use Unreal Engine 5. But now Greg Coulthard did prove it is very easy or relatively easy to import the assets in Unreal Engine 5. And a team like Virtuos has the actual experience with major remasters. So I would actually now say yes, it will be more likely than ever, especially with the rumors getting stronger and stronger. Maybe it means there's also pressure for Bethesda or Virtuos Studios to actually announce this project relatively fast. So let me know what you think in the comment section, and thank you as always for watching this video.